For weeks, Caitlin Clark faced intense physical play while many fans felt the WNBA remained silent. Supporters voiced their frustration, and analysts were cautious about addressing the issue directly. Eventually, the conversation shifted when several NBA stars publicly praised and defended her. Names like Steph Curry, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and others highlighted Clark's talent and impact on the game. Their comments weren't just compliments, they reflected the respect she had earned through her performances. When players of that caliber speak, the basketball world listens. Many NBA stars made it clear that Caitlin Clark is more than a media sensation. In their view, she is an elite player whose influence on the sport continues to grow. Naturally, fans wanted to know exactly what these players were saying and why their support mattered. One surprising voice was Pascal Siakam. When asked about the athletes receiving the most attention in basketball, many expected a routine answer. Instead, he mentioned Caitlin Clark and compared the level of attention she receives to that of some of the NBA's biggest stars. His comments showed just how much recognition Clark has gained across the entire basketball world.
Yeah, she's a beast, man. And they love her. So I'll probably say Caitlin Clark. I love Tyrese, but she's another level in terms of just.
Think about that for a moment. Pascal Siakam wasn't comparing Caitlin Clark to other WNBA players. He was mentioning her alongside Tyrese Halliburton, his NBA teammate and one of the league's top point guards. He even suggested that Caitlin was receiving more attention. That's more than praise, it's a sign of the impact she's having across the basketball world. It also challenges the idea that the WNBA exists separately from the broader basketball conversation. When NBA stars bring up Caitlin Clark while discussing some of the game's biggest names, it shows just how far her influence has reached. Pascal could have chosen countless players, but he chose Caitlin. That speaks volumes about her growing presence in the sport. Another notable reaction came from Obi Toppin. He's not known for delivering viral quotes or lengthy speeches, which is exactly why his comments stood out. They felt genuine and unscripted. When Obi spoke about Caitlin, it wasn't just respect for her numbers or highlights, it was admiration for the way she's changing the game. Known for his energy and confidence on the court, Obi's praise reflected something deeper. He recognized that Caitlin's impact extends beyond statistics. She's creating excitement, drawing attention to the sport, and inspiring conversations throughout the basketball community.
Yeah, Caitlin's amazing. Super amazing. She's a great player. Having her be courtside and watching our games is awesome. We see the excitement that she has on the sides, but just like she's doing that, we do the same. Like when they're playing, like it's so much. It's a joy to.
What stood out wasn't how Obi Toppin said it, it was what he said. He spoke about Caitlin Clark as an equal, not as an afterthought or someone from a different basketball world. He praised her game the same way NBA players praise their own peers. That level of respect is meaningful and doesn't happen by accident. Seeing Caitlin courtside at NBA games and knowing players genuinely respect her is different. It's not about celebrity status or publicity. It's about real recognition from fellow athletes who understand the game at the highest level. Obi's comments may not have generated major headlines, but they revealed something important. Caitlin is no longer viewed only as a WNBA player. She's viewed simply as a basketball player, and when NBA stars talk about you as one of their own, it shows you've earned a place in the broader basketball conversation. Tyrese Halliburton's support carried similar weight. He didn't praise Caitlin because they represent the same city or because it looked good publicly. His comments came from first-hand experience. He's been around her, watched her work, and seen how she handles pressure, criticism, and expectations with confidence and composure. That kind of respect isn't based on hype. It's built on what players see every day, and Tyrese's words reflected exactly that.
She's, I think for me, getting to actually spend time around her, be around her, get to know her personally, she's just an amazing person, an amazing player. She deals with there's a lot of rhetoric behind her that she really has no control over. And I think that the way she handles that is just amazing. Like, I think when it comes to the game of basketball, like she's probably top 5 most famous people that are playing right now, just in general.
Tyrese Halliburton, an NBA All-Star, described Caitlin Clark as one of the most recognizable athletes in sports today. He placed her in the same conversation as stars like LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Nikola Jokic because of the attention, media coverage, and fan interest surrounding her career. As someone who understands the pressure of leading a franchise, Tyrese recognizes the challenges Caitlin faces. Despite being early in her professional career, she continues to handle intense scrutiny, expectations, and constant attention with remarkable composure. What makes Tyrese's support stand out is its sincerity. He isn't just praising Caitlin's basketball skills, he's acknowledging the person behind the spotlight. He sees the criticism, pressure, and distractions that come with her success, and he believes she is built to handle it all. Then there's LeBron James. When LeBron speaks, people listen. Every statement he makes becomes part of the larger sports conversation. So when he publicly supported Caitlin Clark, it wasn't a casual remark. It was a clear and deliberate message. Rather than focusing on the criticism surrounding her, LeBron highlighted what truly matters: her talent, resilience, and impact on the game. His support reinforced what many players and fans already believe: Caitlin Clark is one of the most influential figures in basketball today, regardless of league or level.
Because everybody is looking for you to say anything, and they're going to splice it and cut it and make it a negative thing. And I think for her, the one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane for the first time in their league history. They flew private. That should be celebrated in its own.
Next, Voice 5. This wasn't simply LeBron James supporting Caitlin Clark, it was LeBron recognizing what she represents. He understands the pressure that comes with being the face of a movement, carrying expectations, and helping change perceptions of an entire league. He's experienced that level of attention throughout his own career. That's why his words carried so much weight. They weren't just compliments, they reflected respect from someone who understands the challenges of performing under a constant spotlight. Caitlin didn't just receive praise from LeBron, she earned the respect of one of basketball's greatest players. Then there's Trae Young. Known for his confidence, deep shooting range, and fearless style of play, Trae understands the skill required to consistently make shots from well beyond the arc. So when he mentioned the idea of a three-point contest with Caitlin Clark, it felt less like a joke and more like recognition. His competitive tone remained, but the message was clear. Trae sees Caitlin as an elite shooter capable of sharing the conversation with some of basketball's best marksmen. It wasn't just one player acknowledging another, it was an established star recognizing a rising one. When athletes at the highest level repeatedly show that kind of respect, it says something important about Caitlin Clark's growing influence throughout the basketball world.
You were hype about Steph and Sabrina. I know that you have spoken about Caitlin Clark. You're a big Caitlin Clark fan.
Oh, yeah.
She, of course, is an excellent shooter. Would you ever do like a Caitlin Trae three-point contest at All-Star?
Of course I would. I've gotten to talk to her too throughout her college years. We're the only two people that ever led college in points and assists. That's a crazy stat. I'd have to definitely practice a lot more than I have for these previous three-point competitions. Nah, I'd be ready for sure. I'd do it.
First, that achievement is remarkable. Only 2 players in NCAA history have led the nation in both scoring and assists during the same season. That's more than impressive, it's historic. What makes Trae Young's comments about Caitlin Clark stand out is how genuine they feel. His praise isn't forced or exaggerated. Instead, it reflects real respect for her talent and accomplishments. He openly acknowledges her elite shooting ability and the impact she has had on the game. At this point, Caitlin isn't just part of the basketball conversation, she's often at the center of it. Whether it's discussions about shooting, popularity, or the future of the sport, her name continues to come up among basketball's biggest stars. Then there's Paul George. Unlike many athletes who chase headlines, Paul is known for offering thoughtful and measured opinions. When he spoke about Caitlin Clark, he didn't focus solely on her highlights or statistics. Instead, he looked at the broader picture. While many people concentrate on viral moments and scoring records, Paul recognized something deeper: the influence Caitlin has on the growth of basketball itself. His perspective wasn't just about what she does on the court, but about the attention, excitement, and opportunities she is helping create throughout the sport.
You got to put it in perspective, right? These girls have been grinding to grow the game of basketball in the WNBA. They've been grinding to grow the sport to the world, the viewerships. They've been grinding for all of this. And then you have this girl that comes along from college and is an instant change. She's handed pretty much being the face of the league. There's going to be girls that are...
That wasn't a criticism of Caitlin Clark. It was an honest perspective on how rapidly the game is evolving. Paul George acknowledged her impact and made it clear that he views her as a transformational player. At the same time, he highlighted an important part of the conversation that often gets overlooked. For years, WNBA veterans helped build the league under far different circumstances. Many played in front of smaller crowds, received less media attention, and fought for improvements that players benefit from today. Their contributions laid the foundation for the growth the league is now experiencing. Paul wasn't defending resentment or creating division. Instead, he recognized the emotions that can come with major change. When a new star quickly becomes the face of a league, it can be difficult for those who spent years helping build it. His point wasn't about taking anything away from Caitlin, it was about understanding the bigger picture. That's what made his comments so insightful. This moment is about more than popularity or headlines. It's about a sport going through a significant transformation, and everyone involved is feeling the effects of that change. Then there's Luka Doncic. Known for speaking honestly and directly, Luka rarely relies on scripted answers. So when he was asked about women's basketball, his response carried extra weight. It wasn't a lengthy speech or a carefully crafted statement. It was simple, straightforward, and genuine. In just a few words, Luka made one thing clear: he recognizes what Caitlin Clark is accomplishing and has a great deal of respect for it.
Caitlin Clark?
Really?
Yeah.
You know, like Paige Buchers?
She's okay. I didn't see her playing the...
That pause and shift in Luka's response wasn't about disrespect, it was about recognizing what Caitlin Clark is accomplishing right now. He wasn't taking anything away from Paige Buchers or any other rising star. Instead, he emphasized that Caitlin is already proving herself at the professional level. This is no longer about college success or viral moments. Caitlin is competing against elite players, facing intense pressure, and delivering performances night after night. Luka understands that journey better than most. He knows what it's like to enter a professional league with enormous expectations and then have to prove yourself on the biggest stage. What made his comments stand out was their sincerity. They weren't flashy or designed to grab headlines. They reflected genuine respect from one elite player to another. When someone like Luka Doncic offers that kind of recognition, it carries significant weight. It's not just praise, it's acknowledgement that Caitlin has already established herself as a major force in the game. While Luka's support was subtle, Stephen Curry's was much more direct. After watching the attention, physical play, and constant scrutiny surrounding Caitlin, Curry made his position clear. His comments weren't simply about one player. They reflected a broader message about respect, competition, and recognizing talent when you see it. When a player of Curry's stature speaks out, people listen. His words added to a growing chorus of basketball stars who recognize Caitlin Clark's impact, not just on the WNBA, but on the sport as a whole.
And Caitlin getting attacked. If the league doesn't step up and protect her, things are going to get ugly real.
That wasn't just support, it was a powerful statement. When Stephen Curry speaks on a basketball issue, people pay attention. His comments brought even more focus to the conversation surrounding Caitlin Clark and highlighted the level of respect she has earned throughout the sport, but Curry's praise went beyond defending her. He also broke down the elements of her game that make her special. He pointed to her deep shooting range, quick decision-making, court awareness, and confidence under pressure. Coming from one of the greatest shooters in basketball history, that kind of recognition carries significant weight. What made his remarks especially meaningful was that they reflected an understanding of the skills required to play that style of basketball. Curry wasn't offering a generic compliment. He was speaking as someone who appreciates the discipline, creativity, and fearlessness needed to succeed from long range. The respect in his words was unmistakable. Rather than focusing solely on her popularity or media attention, Curry highlighted what truly drives her success: her talent, work ethic, and ability to impact games in unique ways. That's the kind of praise that resonates throughout the basketball world.
I saw somebody break down the release time, which is pretty much identical to mine. And then her just confidence, you can't help but watch when she plays, where she's shooting from, the range, the confidence, the flair. Like, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that, it's at that level. If you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive. So
when Stephen Curry, widely regarded as one of the greatest shooters in basketball history, praises Caitlin Clark's shooting ability, it carries enormous weight. That's not media hype or fan speculation, it's recognition from someone who helped redefine the modern game, but Curry's praise extended beyond her shooting. He highlighted her court vision, passing ability, composure, and the way she controls the pace of a game. Those are the qualities that basketball experts and elite players value most. His comments suggested that he sees Caitlin as more than a scorer, he sees a complete player. That level of respect is rare. When a player of Curry's stature recognizes someone's all-around impact, it signals that they have earned the attention of basketball's highest level. For many fans, it felt like a symbolic moment, showing just how far Caitlin's influence has grown. Then there's Jason Tatum. His response created discussion for a different reason. When asked about his favorite WNBA player, he gave a brief answer and did not mention Caitlin Clark. Some fans interpreted that as surprising given the amount of attention surrounding her, while others viewed it as simply a personal preference. Regardless of interpretation, the reaction highlighted an important reality: Caitlin's presence in the sport has become so significant that even when major players don't mention her, people notice. That's a reflection of how central she has become to conversations about women's basketball and the future of the game.
WNBA player, Asia.
That response sparked debate among fans because many expected Jason Tatum to mention Caitlin Clark, given the attention and impact she has brought to the WNBA. Instead, he chose Aya Wilson, one of the league's most accomplished players and a widely respected champion. For some fans, the omission felt surprising. Caitlin has helped drive record-breaking viewership, increased attendance, and brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball. Her influence on the league has been impossible to ignore, which is why many expected her name to come up in the conversation. However, choosing another player doesn't necessarily mean disrespect. Athletes often answer these questions based on personal preference, relationships, or admiration for a particular player's career. Still, the reaction to Tatum's answer showed just how much attention Caitlin now commands. When her name isn't mentioned, people notice. Part of that is because of everything she has handled throughout her career. From intense media scrutiny to constant expectations and physical play on the court, Caitlin has remained focused and professional. She continues to perform under pressure while carrying a level of attention few players have ever experienced. Then there's Kevin Durant. As one of basketball's most influential voices, Durant knows that every opinion he shares will generate discussion. So when he was asked about his favorite female athlete and chose someone other than Caitlin Clark, it immediately became another talking point among fans. The reaction wasn't necessarily about who Durant selected, it was about how much Caitlin's presence has changed the conversation. Her impact has become so significant that any discussion involving women's basketball stars is now likely to include her name, whether directly or indirectly.